The streets of Rome are a narrow apartment, might be small, but the world outside is bigger. Each side is lined with doors that open to other apartments, each with their own story of struggling to survive, of dreams crushed by circumstance, their cries competing with the sounds of clinking coins and the laughter of children. You scan the stalls, eyeing the fresh produce. You decide to make the long walk to the public latrine. The journey itself is fraught with peril, but your heart sinks as you realize that the prices are beyond your reach. You overhear a conversation between two patricians, their fine clothing and confident demeanor setting them apart from the common folk. They discuss their latest luxuries, a new villa in the countryside, exotic spices from distant lands, while you struggle to find enough to eat for the day. Your anger simmers beneath the surface as you witness the stark contrast between the rich and the poor. You turn away, heading towards a stall selling bread. You approach cautiously, hoping for a bargain. You offer a few coins, but the vendor shakes his head, his expression dismissive. "This is fresh, my friend. You'll have to pay more for quality." His words are a sharp reminder of your place in society. Beyond that is the rickety staircase. Its uneven steps creak under your weight, a symphony of old wood protesting against the passage of time. The air is heavy with the scent of stale waste, a stark reminder of the poor sanitation that plagues your living conditions. The damp seeps into your bones as you descend, and you can't help but notice the water stains on the walls. An unwelcome art, made by leaking pipes and chamber pots. Disease. It seems to lurk around every corner, waiting to strike the unsuspecting. Each cough echoes in the narrow stairwell, and you find yourself holding your breath until the sound fades away. If you're in ancient Rome, it's easily one of the largest cities in the entire world. Back in the days of Jesus, the entire city had a population of around 1 million people, but that exploded during the peak of the Roman Empire to maybe as many as 2 million or more. And that's not including the massive armies of the Roman Empire, which may have had as many as 6 million people in their ranks at their peak. Though only 250,000 or so were active soldiers at any given time, that means Rome was packed full of soldiers, merchants, artisans, bureaucrats, slaves, and many more. So if you're trying to get somewhere, you're in for quite the journey. First, you have to pass through the narrow passage. Finally, you reach the street, and the chaos of Rome envelops you. The narrow alleyways are filled with people, with merchants hawking their goods. The vibrant colors of the market stalls catch your eye. Red tomatoes, green olives, and golden bread. The enticing displays of fresh fruit tempt you, but as you approach, you realize that these are not luxuries you can afford. The boisterous laughter of families echoes through the square, a stark contrast to the emptiness in your own life. You hear the jingle of coins, the bargaining of merchants, and the murmur of gossip carried on the wind, yet none of it touches you. You are an observer, detached from the merriment. Your stomach growls, reminding you of the meager breakfast you had, and the thought of a hearty meal feels like a distant dream. Children playing games, and the occasional stray dog scavenging for scraps. You join the throng, weaving through the crowd as you make your way to the local forum, the heart of public life in the city. The market. As you walk, the sights and sounds of Rome bombard your senses. Reaching the market, you are struck by the cacophony of voices. Vendors shout to attract customers, the public latrine with no money left, and hunger gnawing at your insides. What would it have been like to live in ancient Rome? We often think of the glories of its art, architecture, culture, and military conquests. But what about the other side of this great metropolis? What was it like for ordinary people to just exist in the shadow of greatness? Join me as we delve into the reality of surviving in ancient Rome. It's dawn again, and you wake in your insula, a tenement apartment building in the densely populated district of Rome. Your room is small, crowded with your family, sharing a single window overlooking a noisy courtyard. As you dress, you hear the clamor of street vendors below and catch the scent of baking bread wafting from the bakery across the road. You leave your home, passing by your neighbors and greeting them with a nod. You head to the Forum with your family, where you trade your services for money. For you, a skilled craftsman, a carpenter, maybe, or a mason. The thought of retirement is a distant one. Retirement for a laborer is usually only found with the grave. You are here to work. A nearby building project requires your skills, and you put them to use alongside other craftsmen. There is a hierarchy in this labor. You and your fellow freeborn Romans are considered higher than the slaves who work alongside you. The slaves are owned by your employer, a wealthy patrician. Their lives are harsh and their future uncertain. While you may not like your boss, you know that his wealth pays your wages and puts food on your table. Without him, you are uncertain of where your next meal would come from. This is Rome, where shadows lurk behind every corner. Your mind is on your family. You think of your wife working as a weaver, her nimble fingers creating cloth that will adorn the wealthy, and your sons and daughters, all grown up and working in trades of their own, contributing to the household income. Your children were taught to read by a slave. You hope their education will give them a better chance at life than you have had. The workshop is a microcosm of Roman society, different classes of people from different walks of life, united by the necessity of labor. Slaves work for no pay, their bodies owned by others. You and your fellow free laborers exchange your time and effort for money that allows you to survive. And then there are the patricians, the wealthy elite who benefit from the labor of all around them. At the heart of the city, the Colosseum stands as a symbol of Rome's power. Its grandeur overwhelms you, a reminder of the city's might. Today, it echoes with the cheers of spectators and the clash of gladiators. You remember seeing a fight there with your son, his eyes wide with excitement as the crowds roared. You couldn't help but feel a twinge of unease at the brutality unfolding before you. It was a spectacle that thrilled some, but you couldn't shake off the haunting images of the clash of steel and the cries of the defeated. In the hustle and bustle of the city, you often hear the rattle of chariots, the rumble of carts, and the clatter of marching soldiers. The streets of Rome are a bustling thoroughfare of activity. You dodge between pedestrians, vendors, and animals, always mindful of where you step. The narrow roads are unpaved, making them slippery when it rains and dusty in the dry season. Garbage and animal droppings litter the ground. It's a challenge to stay clean in these conditions, but hygiene is important to you. In the evenings, you return home carrying the day's earnings, hoping it will be enough to cover the rent and buy food for your family. The walk home is fraught with perils. You maneuver around beggars, pickpockets, and the occasional brawl. Sometimes you hear the crack of a whip as a slave runs for his master, or the angry shouts of an intoxicated soldier. At home, your wife greets you with a tired smile. She shows you the handiwork of your children, a drawing of a chariot, a poem about a mythical hero, a small figurine sculpted from clay. Each piece reflects the hopes and dreams of your children. Despite the hardships they face, you see glimmers of innocence and imagination in their creations. As the family gathers, there is little time for leisure. You eat quickly, then prepare for another day of work, perhaps later. After the children, ancient Rome, a metropolis of contrasts, will tackle the social hierarchy, the lives of the common folk, the struggles of the enslaved, and even get a glimpse of what daily life was like for women in ancient Rome. So buckle up, grab your virtual sandals, and prepare to be transported back in time, where opulence meets struggle, exploring the contrasts of Roman life. Imagine waking up in the heart of ancient Rome. As you awaken, the vibrant city around you pulses with life. The streets are alive, with the chatter of citizens going about their daily business, merchants calling out their wares, and the distant sound of laughter from children playing in the alleys. Yet beneath this lively exterior lies a complex web of social structures, cultural practices, and political dynamics that shape every aspect of life in the empire. Now let's delve deeper into this captivating world. To truly understand Roman society, you need to navigate its intricacies. At the center of this urban labyrinth is the Roman Forum, a bustling hub where the pulse of the city beats the loudest. Surrounding it are the Palatine and the Forum, the hills where the city's roots first took hold. As you wander through these ancient streets, you're greeted by the towering ruins of temples and public buildings that whisper tales of a glorious past. Yet Rome is not just about grandeur. Beyond the marble facades, you encounter the lives of ordinary Romans. In the vibrant marketplaces, you witness the energy of merchants and artisans showcasing their wares. You see the lively banter of traders and the gleam of fine fabrics in the textile shops. Social hierarchy, a world of distinct classes. Let's now shift our focus to the social structure of ancient Rome. A hierarchical society divided into distinct classes that dictated one's status and opportunities. At the pinnacle of this social pyramid stood the patricians, the elite landowning class, whose influence echoed through the halls of power. Beneath them were the plebeians, the common folk who made up the bulk of the population. And at the lowest rung were the slaves who had no legal rights and were considered property. Understanding the nuances of Roman society is key to comprehending the challenges and prospects that awaited those living within its boundaries. So, as you navigate this social landscape, remember that your background can significantly shape your destiny. Patricians, the elite ruling class. Now, let's talk about the patricians, the elite ruling class of ancient Rome. These individuals held immense power and influence in Roman society. The patrician class consisted of wealthy landowners, influential merchants, and prominent members of the senatorial class. They were generally the descendants of Rome's original aristocratic families, who had established their lineage back to the legendary founders of the city. Life as a patrician was marked by luxury and privilege. They resided in grand homes adorned with exquisite art and furnishings, and enjoyed access to the finest education and cultural amenities. Patricians often held prominent positions in government and the military, shaping the political and social landscape of the empire. They managed vast estates, worked by slaves or tenant farmers, and controlled significant portions of Rome's economy. However, with their elevated status came great expectations. Patricians were expected to uphold strict codes of honor and conduct, and to serve the interests of Rome with distinction. Patricians and politics. If you've been intrigued by the concept of being a senator and wielding significant political power, there's much more to uncover. Here's a deeper look at the role of patricians in politics and governance. The road to the Senate, becoming a member of the Roman Senate, was a highly sought-after achievement for many. The path typically began with military service, where young patricians gained experience and honor through campaigns. Afterwards, they pursued political careers by holding various public offices, each step building their reputation and influence. Power and influence. Senators held considerable power in Roman society. They advised magistrates, served on committees, and proposed legislation. Their influence extended beyond governance, shaping public opinion and controlling vast estates. Senators also played a crucial role in foreign affairs, acting as ambassadors and negotiating treaties. Challenges and responsibilities. Being a senator was not without its challenges. They faced criticism, personal attacks, and the responsibility of upholding the prestige of their office. Senators were expected to maintain impeccable reputations, both for themselves and their families. The pressure to uphold Roman values and traditions was constant, exploring the lives of plebeian citizens. Now that we've delved into the world of the let's turn our attention to the plebeians, the common folk who formed the majority of Rome's population. Plebeian citizens included farmers, artisans, merchants, and laborers who toiled to keep the city running. Their lives were vastly different from the privileged existence of the patricians. Plebeian citizens often lived in cramped quarters, shared basic amenities, and faced economic uncertainties. They worked in agriculture, crafts, or trade, providing essential goods and services to the city. While their work was vital, it was often arduous and underpaid. Navigating the social hierarchy. Plebeian citizens existed in the shadow of the patricians, facing limitations on their rights and opportunities. They were excluded from certain professions and had limited access to political representation. However, the plebeian were not a monolithic group. There were variations in wealth and status among them. Some plebeian could accumulate modest wealth and elevate their social standing, while others lived in deep poverty. Life for the plea was a constant struggle to secure basic necessities, provide for their families, and navigate the complexities of a society that often overlooked their contributions. Yet despite the challenges they faced, the plea were the backbone of Rome, and their collective efforts shaped the city's growth and prosperity. Enslaved peoples, a shadowed existence in the world of ancient Rome. Slavery was a grim reality. Slaves were considered property and were bought and sold as commodities. They were denied basic rights and were subjected to the whims of their masters. The origins of enslavement slaves in Roman society came from various backgrounds. Many were captured during wars and conquests, while others were born into slavery or sold into it due to debt or other circumstances. The enslavement of entire populations was common, and people from conquered territories were often reduced to servitude. A day in the life of a slave. The daily life of a slave varied depending on their tasks and their master's demands. Some were employed in households where they performed domestic duties, while others toiled in fields as agricultural laborers. Slaves in households often experienced harsher treatment, enduring physical abuse and humiliation at the hands of their owners. On the other hand, slaves working in agriculture had slightly better conditions, but their work was still characterized by backbreaking labor and minimal rewards, resistance, and hope. Despite their brutal circumstances, slaves found ways to resist their enslavers. Acts of defiance, rebellions, and escapes, though often met with severe consequences, were testament to their yearning for freedom. The hope of earning their freedom through exceptional service or purchasing it was a motivating factor for many. Religion and daily life, a tapestry of faiths. Ancient Roman. As you roam the bustling streets of Rome, you are captivated by the grandeur and complexity of this ancient civilization. The Colosseum stands as a symbol of the empire's power, while the Forum buzzes with activity as merchants and politicians go about their daily business. You notice people from all walks of life here in Rome, from merchants and artisans to soldiers and senators. Each person has their own story, dreams and challenges. But what truly captures your attention is how all these people, despite their differences, seem to come together to make Rome thrive. There's a real sense of community here. You've seen loyalty to one's family and friends, respect for elders, and a strong sense of civic duty. It's fascinating to see how these values shape people's lives. And then there's the food. Oh, the food in Rome is something to be savored. From fresh pastries at the bakery to delicious meals at the tavern, every bite is a celebration of the bounty that the empire provides. And you're not just eating food here, you're experiencing a cultural exchange. The empire's vast network of trade routes brings exotic spices and ingredients from distant lands, creating a fusion of flavors that tantalizes the taste buds. You can find yourself enjoying a dish made with cinnamon from the east, or feasting on seafood brought from the coastal provinces. This culinary diversity is a reflection of Rome's cosmopolitan nature, where people from different regions come together to share their traditions and create something truly special. But as you delve deeper into Roman life, you begin to see that beneath this veneer of prosperity and tradition, there are cracks in the facade. You overhear conversations about corruption and bribery among the elite, and you witness the struggles of the poor and disenfranchised. As you walk through the city, you cannot help but notice the stark contrast between the opulence of the wealthy and the poverty of the masses. The gap between the haves and the have-nots seems to widen, and you start questioning the fairness of a system that allows such inequality to persist. The more time you spend in Rome, the more you realize that this great empire is not immune to the problems that plague all human societies. There are power struggles, greed, corruption, and social injustice. Yet amidst these challenges, you see glimmers of hope. You witnessed acts of kindness and generosity, and you observe the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. You attend festivals celebrating the Roman way of life, where the whole community comes together to honor the gods, participate in religious rituals. The devotion of the Romans to their faith is palpable, and you're struck by the importance of religion in shaping people's beliefs and values. You see how the stories of gods and heroes inspire art, literature, and everyday life. It's 80 CE, and you have decided to take a tour of the mighty metropolis. We are glad you chose our company. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So, let's get started. As you enter the city, you cannot help but notice the imposing structures that line the streets, testaments to the power and wealth of the Roman Empire. The Colosseum stands proudly in the distance, a symbol of the city's grandeur. As you approach, you see merchants selling their wares, their voices echoing through the bustling crowds. First stop, the Forum Magnum, the heart of ancient Rome. This large rectangular space was once the center of daily life, where citizens gathered to buy and sell goods, engage in politics, and socialize. You hear lively discussions about the latest news, gossip, and political debates. Merchants hawk their products, while influential figures hold court, attracting eager listeners. You spot the Temple of Saturn nearby, its weathered columns hinting at centuries of history. But our next attraction is sure to delight your taste buds. Next up, the famous Ballatio Street Food Festival. You find yourself amidst a sea of people, all eager to sample the diverse culinary delights on offer. The aroma of spices fills the air, mingling with the sound of sizzling grills and the chatter of happy customers. Stalls overflow with colorful fruits, vegetables, and freshly caught seafood. You try some delicious local specialties, each bite a burst of flavor in your mouth. Afterward, feeling energized, you head to the Pantheon, a remarkable structure that combines utility and aesthetics. The Pantheon serves as both a temple and a public bathroom, a testament to Roman ingenuity and practicality. Its design is awe-inspiring, with a massive dome that allows natural light to stream in through an oculus at its center. The interior is adorned with intricate details and beautiful works of art, showcasing the skill and creativity of Roman artisans. You appreciate the historical significance of the Pantheon, realizing that it is one of the best preserved ancient Roman structures in the world. Our tour then takes us to the Capitoline Hill, home to several important buildings and monuments. Along the way, you pass by the Tabularium, an ancient courthouse where trials were held. The sight of lawyers arguing before a judge brings to mind the importance of justice in Roman society. But it's the triumphal arch that truly captures your attention, standing tall and proud. It commemorates military victories and honors the emperors who have led Rome to greatness. The intricate carvings on its surface tell stories of valor and conquest, reminding you of the flourishing empire you call home. We now arrive at the top of the Palatine Hill, where you can get a panoramic view of the Roman Forum. The vista is breathtaking, allowing you to appreciate the vastness of the city and the grandeur of its ancient monuments. But there's more to the Palatine Hill than just stunning views. The area is also home to several palaces and gardens, offering a glimpse into the luxurious lifestyle of the Roman elite. You can imagine the parties and celebrations that must have taken place here in days gone by. Now let's talk about the not-so-glamorous side of Rome. While the city is renowned for its magnificent structures and bustling markets, it also grapples with issues that affect the everyday lives of its citizens. While Rome boasts impressive infrastructure, including aqueducts that provide clean water to the city, the distribution system can be prone to contamination. You might have to pay extra for purified water to ensure it's safe to drink. Furthermore, the lack of proper sewage disposal can lead to unsanitary conditions, posing health risks to the population. It's not uncommon to hear stories of outbreaks of disease, which can quickly spread through the dense urban areas. To make matters worse, fires are a constant threat in Rome. The close proximity of buildings and the use of flammable materials can turn a small blaze into a major disaster in no time. The narrow streets can also hinder firefighters' efforts to reach the affected areas, making it even more challenging to contain the damage. Speaking of fires, you'll learn about the notorious Great Fire of Rome, which devastated a significant portion of the city. The fire, believed to have been caused by an accidental or deliberate act of arson, raged for 6 years, destroying countless homes and businesses. The aftermath left Rome in ruins, highlighting the fragility of even the greatest cities. Crime is another concern that plagues Rome. The city's prosperity attracts all sorts of people, including those with less than noble intentions. Pickpocketing, theft, and even murder are not uncommon occurrences, especially in crowded areas like the Forum. Citizens have to be constantly on guard to protect their possessions and personal safety. Food shortages are another challenge that Rome faces. Despite being situated in a fertile region, the city's growing population and reliance on imported goods can lead to periodic food shortages. Scarcity of essential items can cause prices to skyrocket, making it difficult for the poor to afford basic necessities. Riots and protests often erupt when tensions boil over. In recent months, there have been growing tensions between the common folk and the ruling class. The widening gap between the rich and the poor, coupled with a series of unfortunate events, has ignited discontent among the mass. The assassination of a popular leader has further fueled the unrest, with many citizens blaming the emperor for the growing instability. The streets have become a battleground for opposing factions, each vying for power and influence. Now let's shift our focus to the cultural aspects of Roman life. One of the most fascinating aspects of touring Rome is witnessing the fusion of cultures that takes place here. As the capital of a vast empire, Rome is a melting pot of people from different regions, each bringing their unique customs and traditions. As you wander through the bustling marketplaces, you encounter merchants from distant lands, from the spice traders of India to the silversmiths of Spain. They not only offer a wide variety of goods, but also share stories of their homeland, giving you a glimpse into the world beyond Rome. You learn about the gods and goddesses they worship, the festivals they celebrate, and the myths and legends that shape their cultures. Temples and shrines dedicated to foreign deities. The cityscape, a testament to the religious tolerance of the Romans. You might stumble upon a group of Gauls performing a ritualistic dance, or a group of Egyptians bargaining for incense and myrrh. These cultural exchanges enriched the lives of the Romans, exposing them to new ideas and ways of thinking. You might even find yourself adopting some of these customs, wearing a Celtic bracelet or carrying a good luck charm from Egypt. Festivals and public events are a grand celebration of this cultural fusion. The Feast of Saturnalia, for example, is a week-long festival dedicated to the god of agriculture. During this time, the city is adorned with festive decorations, and people from all walks of life come together to exchange gifts, feast, and revel. Other festivals include the Lupercalia, honoring the chivalry that nursed Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome, and the Floralia, a celebration of spring and fertility. Cuisine is another area where the cultures of the empire's provinces converge. In Roman markets, you can find exotic spices, ingredients, and dishes from across the empire. The fusion of flavors creates a unique culinary experience. You savor the flavors of exotic spices and dishes, marveling at the culinary diversity that has emerged. As you dine in a typical Roman tavern, you might enjoy a Syrian stew flavored with saffron and cinnamon, or a Greek salad with a dash of vinegar and olives. The combination of Mediterranean ingredients with those from the East results in a symphony of tastes that tantalize your palate. You learn to appreciate the role that cuisine plays in bringing people together, fostering a sense of community and shared heritage. The integration of foreign practices into Roman culture is a continuous process. As the empire expands, so does the exchange of ideas and customs. You witness the evolution of traditional Roman attire, with the addition of Celtic patterns or Egyptian motifs. You might even see a Roman woman adorned with Greek pottery, as a symbol of her cultural exploration. As the tour comes to an end, you realize that Rome is not just a city of ancient wonders and political intrigue, but also a vibrant hub of cultural exchange. The fusion of local and foreign customs creates a unique atmosphere that celebrates the diversity of the Roman Empire. We hope you are enjoying this journey through the heart of the Roman Empire. Keep exploring the wonders of the ancient world. Rome has been described as a place of great beauty, grandeur, and culture. It's also been known to have its fair share of social issues like inequality, corruption, and injustice. But as these contradictions that make it such a compelling place to live and explore. As we explore the city through the eyes of one of its residents, you are a Roman citizen living in the heart of the bustling metropolis. The streets are alive with activity as merchants hawk their wares, artisans display their crafts, and the murmur of conversation fills the air. The Colosseum stands proudly in the distance, a symbol of Rome's power and might. Throughout the day, you engage in the activities that bring you joy and purpose. You could be a craftsman, taking pride in your creations, or a merchant, engaging with customers from all corners of the empire. Perhaps you are a student of rhetoric, eager to master the art of persuasion, or a philosopher seeking wisdom and enlightenment. The possibilities are endless. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, you find yourself drawn to the Forum, the center of Roman public life. Here you discuss current events and engage in political debate. The energy is electric, as people from all walks of life come together to exchange ideas and influence the course of the city. The heat of summer begins to intensify, and you seek refuge in the shade of the basilica. A gentle breeze carries the scent of fresh pastries from a nearby bakery, tempting you with their delicious aroma. The sound of a street performer's flute drifts through the air, adding to the vibrant tapestry of urban life. It is during moments like these that you truly appreciate the vibrancy and diversity of Rome. People from across the empire converge here, bringing with them a multitude of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. You interact with merchants from North Africa, soldiers from Britannia, and slaves from the furthest reaches of the known world. Despite your differences, there is a sense of unity that binds you together. In the bustling marketplace, you encounter a variety of goods and products from across the empire. Olive oil from Greece, incense from Arabia, and glassware from Egypt. These products not only enhance your daily life, but also serve as a reminder of the interconnectedness of the ancient world. You notice the presence of slaves in the marketplace, some carrying heavy loads, while others wait patiently by their masters' sides. Their lives are marked by hardship, and you can't help but feel a sense of unease at the thought of their mistreatment. It's a stark reminder of the social inequalities that exist within Roman society. As you continue exploring the city, you come across a group of gladiators preparing for combat at the training school. Their strength and skill are evident as they practice their fighting techniques. Each gladiator has their own story, their own reasons for entering the arena. Some are former prisoners, others are slaves. All of them are risking their lives for the entertainment of the crowds. You find yourself drawn to the chariot races at the Circus Maximus. The roar of the crowd is deafening as the chariots thunder around the track. The dust fills the air, creating a hazy atmosphere as the drivers whip their horses into a frenzy. The competition is fierce, and the stakes are high, not only for the drivers, but also for the prestige of their respective teams. It's during these moments that you feel the full force of Roman pride and passion, the commitment and dedication of the athletes, the skill and precision of the chariot, and the unwavering support of the spectators create an unforgettable spectacle. The evening begins to fall, and you find yourself at the gladiator games in the Colosseum. The sight of the roaring crowds, the clash of steel, and the dust kicked up by the clashing bodies is both thrilling and terrifying. The gladiators fight valiantly, their strength and determination on full display. Amidst the excitement, you can't help but question the morality of these spectacles. The violence and bloodshed leave you with a sense of unease. Still, you recognize that these games are an integral part of Roman culture and identity. As the night wears on, the sounds of revelry and laughter fill the air. Taverns and brothels offer a place for weary travelers and locals alike to unwind and indulge in earthly pleasures. The flickering light of oil lamps casts long shadows as people from all walks of life come together to drink, dance, and celebrate. In the dimly lit taverns, you find yourself surrounded by a motley crew of characters. Soldiers swap stories of their conquests. Sailors recount tales of their adventures at sea, and philosophers debate the deeper questions of existence. The air is thick with the smell of wine and conversation as you share stories and laughter with newfound friends. The social hierarchy is challenged within these walls, as people from different classes come together to enjoy the company of others. For a moment, you forget about your status and immerse yourself in the shared experience. It's a reminder that beneath the rigid structure of Roman society, humanity and connection transcend boundaries. As the night winds down, you head home, reflecting on the experiences of the day, the bustling marketplaces, the awe-inspiring spectacles, the vibrant social scenes. Rome never ceases to amaze you. And yet, as you settle into your humble abode, you can't shake off a feeling of unease. You hear the distant sounds of a slave revolt, a desperate cry for freedom and equality. The harsh realities of slavery and oppression linger in your thoughts. You are aware that not everyone in Rome enjoys the privileges you do. Slaves and conquered peoples endure unimaginable hardships under the weight of Roman domination. The exploitation and brutality committed in their name leave a stain on the city's reputation. Despite the grandeur and opulence of Rome, you recognize that there are deep-rooted problems that need to be addressed. Inequality, injustice, and the plight of the marginalized continue to plague the city. As you lie in your bed, the sounds of the city slowly fade away. The day has been long and tiring, but your mind is still active. You find yourself contemplating the nature of good and evil, virtue and vice. These philosophical questions have been on your mind lately, and you can't help but ponder them as you drift off to sleep. You think about the choices you've made in your life and the impact they've had on others, the complexities of right and wrong. Justice and mercy keep you up at night, looking out at the moonlit streets. You wonder about the people of Rome. Are they inherently good, or is the city's environment corrupting their morals? You struggle with these questions, seeking answers in the darkness of your room. It's times like these when you wish you could escape the confines of Roman society, to find a place where good and evil are more clearly defined. But then you remember that such a place doesn't exist. You are in Rome, and it's here where you must confront the complexities of life and strive to be a force for good in a world that often seems intent on doing harm. And as you drift off to sleep, you make a silent vow to yourself. No matter how challenging it may be, you will always seek to do what is right, to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Tomorrow is a new day, and with it comes new opportunities to shape the course of your life and the lives of those around you. As you awaken to the sound of the rooster's crow, you know that another busy day lies ahead in the sprawling metropolis of Rome. The cobblestone streets are already coming to life with the hustle and bustle of merchants setting up their stalls and the murmur of early risers going about their business. Sunlight streams through your window, painting stripes across your humble abode. You stretch, feeling the weight of responsibilities settling upon your shoulders. Today, like every day, you must navigate the complexities of Roman life, balancing your own desires with the expectations of your family and society. But as you rise, you're filled with a sense of purpose. You're a Roman, and Rome demands the best from its citizens. You have a role to play in shaping the course of the city's future. Today, you feel the call to action. You will engage in the political discourse, making your voice heard on matters that affect your community. You will visit the courts to seek justice and protect the rights of the oppressed. Perhaps today, you will attend the gladiator games or the chariot races, immersing yourself in the traditions and spectacles that make Rome so unique. No matter what the day may hold, you face it with courage and determination. For you are a Roman, and Rome is counting on you. From the lively marketplaces to the scenic farmland, Rome's economy is like a vibrant tapestry that weaves together the lives of its people. As we take this journey through the heart of the empire, we'll dive into the many layers of Rome's economy. We'll uncover how it works and the real impact it has on those who call this incredible city home. It's fascinating to see how everything connects, right? Whether it's trade in the bustling streets or the agricultural bounty from the countryside, each piece plays a role in shaping the daily lives of the citizens. So, let's explore this dynamic system together and discover what makes Rome tick. As we engage with the people of Rome, we inequality and unrest among the populace. As our journey through Rome draws to a close, we are left with moreover, we recognize that behind the grandeur, the ingenuity, ambition, and interconnectedness of its people, as we of the future serve as reminders of the complexities of any economic system, from the bustling marketplaces of the Forum to the expansive villas of the wealthy. Every corner of Rome has a story to tell. Join us on a journey through the heart of the city, where we'll explore the multifaceted aspects of Roman life that bring this ancient metropolis to life. Back to the series where we step into the shoes of everyday people in history and explore their lives through the lens of their jobs. Today, we find ourselves in the bustling city of Rome, the capital of one of the largest empires the world has ever seen. But Rome wasn't just about politics and conquest. It was a thriving metropolis with a dynamic economy, rich culture, and a population as diverse as its provinces. Let's delve into the heart of the city and discover what it would be like to live in Rome. If you think you might enjoy our series, please consider supporting us. Your support helps us bring these videos to life and allows us to continue sharing history with you. Now let's meet the people who made Rome what it was. The Narthex. As the sun begins its journey over the horizon, you wake up in your modest apartment located in the vibrant Narthex. The Neris is one of the 7 hills of Rome, known for its bustling marketplaces and dense population. The air is filled with the sounds of the city, from the distant call of a vendor to the rumble of carts traversing the narrow streets. Sunlight streams through the windows, illuminating the simple furnishings of your home, a testament to the modest lifestyle that the working class of Rome. Your day begins with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with the scent of baking bread from your neighbor's bakery. Breakfast is a simple affair, consisting of bread dipped into your coffee, perhaps with a touch of honey if you're feeling indulgent. As you finish your breakfast, you check the weather, hoping for clear skies. Rain could dampen your spirits and affect your work as a manual laborer. After a quick farewell to your family, you set out into the bustling streets. The Nerva is alive with activity. Vendors hawk their wares, artisans display their crafts, and the steady stream of pedestrians adds to the vibrant tapestry of city life. You navigate the crowded streets, dodging vendors and their carts, as you make your way to the Appian Way, one of Rome's main Here you meet your fellow laborers, ready to embark on the day's work. Your tasks vary. Some days you might assist in construction projects, helping to build new structures or repair aging ones. Other days you could be engaged in public works, such as cleaning the streets or maintaining the As you toil under the Roman sun, you engage in banter with your fellow workers. Laughter echoes through the streets, providing a momentary respite from your labor. The camaraderie forged in the face of hard work serves as a reminder that you are part of a larger community. In the midst of your workday, you might find yourself working on a public project. Rome boasts impressive engineering marvels, including aqueducts that bring water from distant hills into the city. Maintaining these aqueducts is crucial for the health and well-being of the populace. With your fellow laborers, you inspect the aqueducts, checking for leaks or signs of damage. Using basic tools, you make any necessary repairs, ensuring that the flow of fresh water continues. The aqueducts are not only a source of life, but also a symbol of Rome's engineering prowess. Throughout your workday, you remain keenly aware of the watchful eyes of the Roman authorities. Ordering is a cornerstone of Roman society, and officials are present to ensure that the peace is maintained. If trouble brews, you know that the vigils, Rome's firefighting and police force, are ready to intervene. As the day progresses, the heat of the Roman summer can be stifling. Finding shade becomes a priority, and you appreciate the respite offered by the Basilica, a large public building that often features colonnades or arcades, providing some relief from the elements. Here you'll rest briefly, sharing stories and jokes with your companions. The approach of evening signals the end of your workday as you head back to the Narthex. The sky is ablaze with the colors of sunset. You make your way through the evening crowds, eager to return home. The sounds of street performers and the chatter of locals fill the air, creating a lively atmosphere. Upon arriving home, you are greeted by the familiar sights and smells of your neighborhood. The aroma of cooking meals wafts from open windows, and the sound of family gatherings resonates through the streets. The close-knit community of the Narthex envelops you, reminding you that despite the challenges of the day, you are part of something larger. As the night deepens, the Narthex transforms. The bustling marketplace gives way to the soft glow of lamplight, casting long shadows on the ancient stones. You find comfort in the familiar surroundings of your humble abode, content in the knowledge that tomorrow will bring a new day in the eternal city. And so your day draws to a close in the Narrows, where the rhythm of labor, community, and resilience define the essence of life in Rome. Life in ancient Rome was not just about hard work. It was also about finding joy and beauty in the everyday. The Romans had a rich cultural heritage that permeated every aspect of their lives. Festivals, religious rituals, and public spectacles were an integral part of Roman society, providing a sense of unity and entertainment. Public baths. The public baths were more than just a place for cleansing. They were a social hub where people from all walks of life came together. The baths were frequented by men, women, and even children. You enter the baths and head straight for the hot rooms. The dry, sauna-like atmosphere loosening your muscles. As you relax, you strike up conversations with fellow bathers, discussing the latest news or simply enjoying the camaraderie. In the tepidarium, the temperature is just right, a perfect balance between too hot and too cold. You chat about local gossip, exchanging stories with friends or acquaintances. The rhythmic scraping of scrapers echoes through the room as they remove dead skin and grime, revealing smoother skin underneath. The frigidarium, with its icy plunge pool, is the final stage of the bath. The shock of the cold water invigorates you, and you emerge, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Leaving the baths, you dry your body and dress in clean garments, ready to face the day ahead. Gladiators. The Colosseum, a testament to Roman engineering and spectacle, stands as a symbol of the empire's grandeur. Inside its massive structure, the roar of the crowd echoes, driven by the bloodlust for the games that unfold within its walls. As a gladiator, you are both feared and revered. You enter the arena to the deafening roar of the crowd. The anticipation is palpable as spectators eagerly await the battles that will unfold. The clash of steel on steel resonates through the Colosseum, accompanied by the shouts of the combatants. The dust rises in the air, adding a hazy atmosphere to the spectacle. The cheers and jeers of the crowd surge through the arena as you maneuver, dodging your opponent's attacks and formulating your strategy. The intensity of the moment is heightened by the knowledge that the outcome of the fight could determine your fate. Each victory brings applause and the promise of another day in the arena. For now, the thrill of the fight courses through you as you prepare to face your next opponent. In the Colosseum, the spectacle of the games captivates the audience. The cheers and chants of the crowd create a deafening roar, echoing the excitement of the games. The sight of chariots thundering around the track is exhilarating. The crack of the whip and the thunder of hooves reverberate through the stands. Between events, you stroll through the bustling corridors of the Colosseum, catching up with fellow competitors and exchanging greetings. There's a camaraderie among the gladiators, forged in the crucible of the arena. The weight of the Colosseum's history, the sight of countless battles and spectacles, surrounds you as you prepare for the upcoming chariot race. The anticipation is palpable. As the horses are brought to the starting line, you adjust your position, feeling the power of the animals beneath you. With a flick of the whip, the race begins. The chariots surge forward, kicking up dust as they race around the track. But it's not just about speed. Chariot racing is a test of endurance. You urge your horses on, knowing that the race will be long and arduous. The cheers of the crowd surge through the stadium, urging the chariots onward. The roar of the crowd is deafening as the race reaches its climax. The tension is thick in the air as the chariots thunder toward the finish line neck and neck. The outcome of the race hangs in the balance. Religious rituals. In the heart of Rome, Amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, religion played a central role in the lives of its citizens. You participate in religious rituals and ceremonies, seeking the favor and blessings of the Roman gods. The Romans believed that the gods were deeply involved in human affairs and that appeasing them was crucial for the well-being of the city and its inhabitants. Temples and shrines. Temples and shrines dedicated to various deities are scattered throughout the city. You visit a small shrine tucked away in a quiet corner of the city. The shrine is dedicated to a minor deity, but holds great personal significance for you. Here you offer a small prayer, asking for guidance and protection. The simplicity of the ritual grounds you in the midst of the city's chaos. Public ceremonies. The Romans celebrated public ceremonies and festivals in honor of their gods and goddesses. You witness a grand procession winding its way through the streets of Rome. The procession is led by a priest carrying a statue of a deity. The worshippers follow, offering prayers and singing hymns. The festive atmosphere is infectious. Amphitheaters and spectacles. The Romans enjoyed various forms of public entertainment, including theatrical performances and animal hunts. You attend a performance in an open-air theater on the outskirts of the city. The play is a tragic tale of love and loss, and you are captivated by the actor's dramatic portrayal of the characters. The acoustics of the amphitheater are remarkable, carrying the actors' voices across the expanse of the seating area. Emperor worship. During the later years of the Roman Empire, emperor worship became prominent. You take part in a ceremony honoring the current emperor, whose image adorns coins and statues throughout the city. The emphasis on the emperor's divine status is evident in the rituals performed in his name. As the day comes to a close, you reflect on the religious practices that have become an integral part of your life in Rome. From the grand ceremonies to the quiet moments of prayer, religion not only shapes your spiritual beliefs, but also serves as a unifying force in Roman society. As we wrap up our glimpse into the heart of Rome, remember that this is just one narrative in a grand tapestry. Each hill, each market, each street corner has its own stories to tell. So if you could breathe life into the streets of ancient Rome, what role would you play? Thank you for joining us today. We've journeyed through the daily life of a Roman citizen, experiencing the challenges, the cultural richness, and the complexities of life in the heart of the empire. Don't forget to stay tuned for more journeys through history.